And Israel's latest high-tech status report is out, and this year it comes with something new, a first-of-its-kind deep tech report conducted together with Dealroom. While headlines often focus on apps, software, and cybersecurity, deep tech is about the hardest problems in science and engineering, AI infrastructure, semiconductors, medical devices, biotech, and even quantum. And according to the Israel Innovation Authority's report, Israel is now the world's leading hub for deep tech innovation outside of the United States. Now, the numbers are staggering. Nearly 1,500 deep tech companies have raised more than $28 billion since 2019. Their combined valuation now tops $177 billion, 15 times higher than it was a decade ago. Now, the sector has already produced 39 unicorns and centaurs, and Israel commands a major share of global investment in cybersecurity, medical devices, and agri-food. But alongside these breakthroughs, the report also points to stagnation in jobs, venture creation, and VC fundraising. Joining me now to discuss this dual reality is Dror, the CEO of the Israel Innovation Authority. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hello, Shosh.
So you have just released your annual report on the state of the high-tech sector. This year, for the first time, you have collaborated with Dealroom, a global provider of data and intelligence in researching and reporting on the deep tech sector in Israel, which, according to your report, notes Israel as the leading deep tech funding hub outside of the U.S. Very exciting. Tell us more about this.
Yes, well, indeed, it's the first time that we are conducting this report with Dealroom. As you know, we are the government agency responsible for the high-tech sector in Israel, and we are data-driven organization. So it was very important for us to get the right deep of report and also a benchmark to what's going on in the world in the area of deep tech. I think that the numbers speak for themselves, as you outlined already. Israel is second only to the US in terms of the deep tech activity, number of companies, number of unicorns, the amount of funding. For us, it's very important. You know that the Israeli Tech Hub is one of the leading in the world. But when we look into the future, we think that deep tech is going to be the engine of the next waves of growth and innovation in the global high-tech scene. And this is why it was so important for us to understand exactly the scope of the activity in Israel. We, the Innovation Authority, make every year about $500 million of investments into early stage deep tech companies, into the technological infrastructure of the country, like labs and human capital development, in order to sustain this leadership in terms of innovation.
Yeah, it's very exciting stuff, especially for so many young people that are working to break into this high-tech world. There's endless opportunities, it seems like. We know that Israel is closing its second year of war on multiple fronts, yet your report states this year to be a record year in exits and growth. How do you explain this?
Yeah, so I don't want to portray the situation as everything is positive. The report shows very positive indications that show the resilience of the Israeli high tech, but also some things that we are following and are more disturbing. Yes, you know, when the war broke on October 7th, the phrase was coined, "Israeli tech delivers no matter what." And I think that 2 years into the war, we can say that this is indeed the situation. At the end of the day, the entrepreneurs, the managers, the engineers, all of them understood that since Israeli tech companies sell to the world and their investors are from the world, we need to keep all the plans going despite the radical situation that we had here. And I'm happy to see that things are progressing well. As you said, this is the best year ever in terms of M&As. Just to name two gigantic deals like Wiz acquired by Google and CyberArk by Palo Alto, but there is also a very long list of other acquisitions. So this is going to be the best year ever, and for me, it's a sign of strength. You know, in a year of war, headquarters outside of Israel of the largest companies in the world make a decision to bet on Israel, to acquire here a company for such amounts. This means they understand the value of the technological assets that are being developed in Israel. They understand the value of the talent in Israel, and they believe in Israel for the long term.
I want to ask you, just so our viewers understand the specifics, what types of companies have come out of October 7th? Where have they been able to adapt to the needs of what the society is here? If you could give us just some examples.
Yes, I think that the war was, the war happened, it was forced upon us, unfortunately, but still it gave us an opportunity on the high-tech front to display the Israeli technology. Whether it was AI that was used for the first time in such a way in wars, Iron Dome, drones, and many, many other areas of technology that were used in the battlefield in order to defend ourselves. And this display of technology is attracting now a lot of young entrepreneurs, but also attracting a lot of investors, and they want to be part of it. And we see that when we get submissions for our investments, 2024 was actually, we have a small fund that is funding very, very early stage companies. We saw an increase, wait to this, listen to that. In a year of war, we saw an increase of 60% in the number of submissions that we had. And my explanation is that many people were drawn out of their comfort zone. They were called to army service, or maybe they went out and volunteered. You know that there were many volunteering activities in Israel during these 2 years. And when they went out of their comfort zone, they saw needs that otherwise they would not have seen, and they met people that maybe otherwise they would not have met. And this is creating a lot of activity now in the ecosystem, and hopefully we are going to see a baby boom of startups. I cannot say still or yet in which sectors, because the submissions we get are very diverse in many, many sectors of the high tech, addressing different needs. Can be things that are related to drones, to mental health, to food tech, or any other thing.
Yeah, it's exciting to hear about all of these innovations that came out of a really difficult time, and see how they're progressing the tech world here. Just tell me what some of the challenges are the Israeli tech sector actually is facing these days, and what is the Innovation Authority here in Israel doing to mitigate these challenges?
Yes, the challenges we see are pretty much in correlation to the challenges that we see also in other tech hubs in the world. And I will give maybe one example. We see that local venture funds are finding it hard to raise funds because of the global macroeconomics of high inflation and high interest rates. So investors are less inclined to risk their money. There is a sharp decline in all tech hubs, but in Israel, the same. So what we have done is to launch a special fund of funds that is actually investing into Israeli venture funds, helping them to get to the first closing of the fund, and by that create a momentum to reach their targets in terms of fundraising. This is just one example of the things that we are doing. Another example is a deep tech startup fund that we have launched last year that is funding very early stage deep tech companies. Because of the risks associated with deep tech, we want to make sure that Israel has the optimal funding environment for such companies, because again, we believe those are the waves of the next growth.
Thank you so much, Dror. Thanks so much for joining us today and giving us a look into the incredible tech world and innovation that's here in Israel. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.